Welcome from the Gateway News. This is Dustin McIntyre with City Manager of Commerce City, Jerry Flannery, who just recently celebrated his second year. Jerry, can you share with us what some of your accomplishments have been for the city in the past 2 years?
Well, first of all, let me say that it's been an incredibly rewarding time here. This is a great city. It's got a great future. There's so many things going on, even in a down economy. With all that's going on in this city, I think it's got a very bright future. So, that's what attracted me here when I interviewed and when I applied for this position. And since then, I think, some of these things are intangible, where you don't see something necessarily on the ground, and that partly is due to the economy because you don't have a lot of capital to invest in some of those improvements, although we have accomplished a significant amount of capital improvements anyway. But I would say mostly that when I first came here, there seemed to be a disconnect, and I mentioned this to staff in an all-hands meeting. An all-hands meeting here is when you get the entire staff together in a gymnasium, and I basically get up there and say who I am. And my first conversation with staff in general was that there was a disconnect, I felt, between different divisions in the city, but also between the council and the staff. And one of my main goals was to act as a conduit. So when I met with council members individually when I first got here and with staff, I definitely saw that there was a communication gap between the two. And how those things came across in the public were pretty evident when I first got here. So, so my first goal was to look at how to improve that and in getting a better business process done through the council meetings. So we refined the agenda process when I first got here. I think I was here 2 days and improved the agenda process. And sequentially, from there, we looked at the organization of the staff, and I came in and about 3 months into this position, implemented a reorganization in the staff. And so what I did is divided internal services and external services and put 2 deputy managers over those areas. So, and that model has been successful in many areas of the United States, replicated over and over again, and that's one that I felt very much would be applicable here. And since then, a number of the pieces in that puzzle, in the form of staff, have been put in place. And so we've hired, in my opinion, a top of the line. I mentioned once at a council meeting the cream of the crop has been applying to Commerce City. So, you hear negative things about Commerce City, and being an outsider, I guess 2 years in, I'm not necessarily an outsider anymore, but coming in from another state, heard a lot of, negative comments about Commerce City. I haven't found that at all. What I found is people that are dedicated to their jobs, people who've worked here, like Larry Woog, 37 years. Amazing dedication to this city. And as far as the applicant pool, we have received the top of the line applicants. I think it's evident by one of the first hires I had was Chief Baca. Came from Jeffco County. Nanette Nealon, Deputy City Manager. I promoted within Tom Aker. So, there was talent here, there is talent here, and that's valuable talent. And so when we looked at different positions, economic development, Brittany Morris, young, up-and-coming star. She has a network that some of us only could wish for. So, when you look at those types of things, and of course, Kim McCarl, Kim, we stole her from a private sector, but she had worked for Aurora and some other local jurisdictions. And so, we've really bumped up the bar when it comes to staff. Now, so when you look at the actual physical improvements, one of the first things that I said that I wanted to see was that the trail around the refuge be complete. And so we, in earnest, the last year in spring of '08, really pushed and completed that. And now we have a recreational loop that connects the north part of the city to the south part of the city. And that basically prevents people from riding their horses and riding their bikes. And I've seen individuals with strollers, baby strollers out there crossing the railroad tracks. And so this is a great opportunity for them to walk safely and not fear anything, and plus maybe even see a bison or two.